So you're going to take that -1, and every place where you see X, you're going to put it. You're going to put it here, 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 and here. All right. So all I did was take that -1 and put it in every single spot. So you should get -4 times -7 over -1. So I think the answer is D. Did anyone else get D? That would be your answer. Good job. All right, so we're going to finish out this lesson in Module 3. So we left off on page 15. So go ahead and go to page 15 in your notes, and we're going to review synthetic division, what we started on Wednesday. Okay, so remember, for synthetic division, we have to make the little L. That's what I call it. It's not really the L, but I just call it the L. So we're going to take this, make our L. All right, who remembers what number will go out here? What did you say? -4, good, because you take this and you set it equal to 0. So if x plus 4 equals 0, that means -4 is what goes outside. And then we're going to list all of the numbers in this polynomial. So I see a 1, a 7, a -6, and a -72. All right, so you always, you don't do anything with that first number. We're just going to bring it down. Just bring it on down. Then we're going to multiply. We're in our notes on page 15. Then we're going to multiply 1 times -4, and we get -4. That's going to go here. And then I'm adding these together. So you're going to take 7 plus -4. You should get 3. Then you're going to take that 3 and multiply it by -4. So go ahead, take this 3, multiply it by -4. So what do you get when you take 3 times -4? -12, good. So we're going to put that right here. And again, you're adding these together. So in your calculator, you're going to take -6 plus -12. And you get negative what? 18, good. And then my last step is to take this -18 and multiply it by -4. And hopefully we get a positive 72. If we get a positive 72, that means we did it right. So did we get positive 72? Yeah. All right. So we got our happy 0, which is what we're looking for. Okay, so remember, this first number is your x squared. The second number is x. The third number is your constant. X squared. I can't find my actual pen, so I gotta use this one. Okay. So let's go ahead and write our quadratic. What that means is I have 1x squared plus 3x minus 18. Okay, let's go ahead and factor that down. In order to factor it, we need two numbers that multiply to be negative 18 and add to be a positive 3. So I'm going to give you a moment. Don't say it out loud when you figure out what they are. Thumbs up when you know the numbers. I just want to see how many people know the numbers. This one is kind of hard. 2 people. Anybody know my numbers? Okay. Anybody want to volunteer the numbers? What numbers do you think we're going to use? Negative. Close. The 3 won't be negative. Yes, it will. I don't know what I'm talking about. Ignore me. I'm tripping. I ain't awake yet. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead. So we got x plus 6. And then we have x minus 3. And then we have what they gave us at the start, which is x plus 4. All right, go ahead and set all 3 of these equal to 0 because it says factor and solve. That means we have to set it equal to 0 and get your 3 solutions. And that should be your 3 answers. X equals negative 6, x equals positive 3, and x equals negative 4. Any questions about that? All right, we're going to keep practicing. We got a couple more, and then we'll be finished. We're going to do a couple questions on your homework, and then you'll be done. All right, so let's go ahead, set up our L. All right, Charles, what number goes on the outside of the L? Positive 5, good. Daniela, what are my numbers that's going to go across the top?
2, negative 11, negative 1, and 30.
Perfect. All right, we always drop down that first number. Nothing ever happens to that first number. We just drop it. Now pick up your calculators. Take the 2. You're going to multiply it by 5. Go ahead and do that. Put that number under the next and add. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to try to get to the end. So 2 times 5 would be 10. When I add that together, you should get what? Sabrina, what did you get when you added the negative 11 plus 10? Negative 1. Put that here. Bless you. Then we're going to take the negative 1 times 5. We get a negative 5. Put that here. Ayana, what do you get when you add the negative 1 and the negative 5? Negative 6. And then 5 times negative 6 is negative 30. So we know we did it right. Yay. All right, so this is my x squared. This is my x. This is my constant. So I have 2x squared minus x minus 6. Now this time, unfortunately, because a is 2, we will have to make our box. So let's go ahead. I'm going to give myself some space off to the side. I'm going to make my box. So this is going to go here. The negative 6 goes here. So we need to find two numbers that multiply to be 2 times negative 6, which is negative 12. But they add to be b, which is negative 1. So don't say it out loud. Give everybody a chance to come up with the numbers. They multiply to give you negative 12, but they add to give you a negative 1. Anybody know my numbers? I gotta call on people to get people to. Negative 4 and 3. I agree. Negative 4 times positive 3. Let's put a negative 4x here and a positive 3x here. And we're going to take out our GCFs. We're going to go 2 squares at a time. Both of these squares, I can divide both of these numbers by 2. I can also take out an x. So I'm going to put a 2x here. The bottom row, both of these can be divided by 3. 3 goes into 3 and 3 goes into 6. So I'm going to put a positive 3 right here. So that's my factor. I'm not even going to put it in parentheses. I'm just going to set it equal to 0. So we're going to have to solve that. And then let's look at our first column. This column gives us x. This column gives me a 2, but it has to be a negative 2 because it's on top of a negative 4. So go ahead and take that x minus 2 and set that equal to 0. So go ahead and solve both of those. So for the first one, you have to subtract 3 and divide by 2. So you're going to have a fraction or a decimal. Did I do something wrong? So you should get x equals negative 3 over 2, which is the same as x equals negative 1.5. You should also get x equals positive 2. So this is my solution. This is my solution. And remember this 5, that's also a solution, x equals 5. Okay? That is it. All right, a couple more and then we are done. Let's hit the next one. Let me give you a moment. I want you to try to do it. You don't have to factor it. I just want to see how many of you all can get the right 3 numbers. So I'm going to freeze my screen and do it. And then you do it, and then I'll unfreeze it. And I'll come around to see if anybody has questions. first number, I just bring it down. I don't do anything with it. Now take that 2 and multiply it by the number on the outside. Put that under the 5. Now add these 2. It's like columns. These are columns. I'll take that negative 7. Now you're going to multiply. Put that here. Add. Multiply. What are you multiplying? Yeah. Okay. All right. I wasn't so bad. Got just a few people that a little icy there, but I was pretty good. All right, so this is what I got right here. So now I'm ready to factor it. Remember, this first number is x squared, the second number is x, the third number is your constant. I'm going to go ahead and put my 2x squared here, my negative 4 here, make my x. I need 2 numbers that multiply to be the first times the last, which is negative 8, but they add to b. So what would be my 2 numbers that multiply to give you negative 8, but add to negative 7? Negative 8 and 1. So we got a 2x and a 1. Set that equal to 0. And I have an x and then a negative 4. Set that equal to 0. So when you solve it, you get x equals negative 1/2, x equals positive 4, and then we started off with x equals negative 6. All right, most of you have already done the last one. If you haven't, I want you to do it. And I'm gonna come around and help those people who didn't, need just a tiny bit more help. We got one more question. So go ahead and do that. This is our last day doing this lesson. So that's why it's important that we all practice, especially if you're not able to get the answers by yourself. So Otanel, go ahead, put away your phone. Let's start on that last question. Make your L. Okay, so Debonair, what's the number I'm going to put on the outside? Positive 3. Good. Javion, what's my 4 numbers across the top? Okay. So it could also help because I did notice a lot of people, well, not a lot, a few people were struggling with where to place the numbers. So if you want to, like, make cages to help you organize, you can. I'm always dropping down that first number. I never change it. So I'm going to let you all do it because I'm going to come around and see if we can get through it this time. Alrighty, so let's go ahead. Okay, that was better. That's better. Getting closer. So this is what I got. You do need to be organized because I've noticed that's really the problem. Your paper is kind of, for the ones who aren't quite there yet. All right, so we got this, which means I have to make a box. (2x squared) goes here. -7 goes here. So I need to figure out two numbers that multiply to be -14, because that's what I get when I multiply these together. I get -14. And 13 goes at the bottom. So don't say it out loud, but what would be my numbers? They have to multiply to be -14, but add to give you a +13. Multiply to -14, add to +13. So since 13 is such a big number, I know that one of my factors has to be kind of big, or one of my numbers. So which one of those am I making negative? The 1 or the 14? The 1. Excuse me. Thank you. So we got a 14x here. So let's go ahead and take out our GCF. So these two, the only thing that can go into 2 and 1 is 1. And I can also take out an x. Now looking at these two, 14 and 7. If you need help, you can use your chart, but 14 and 7 can be divided by 7. And it's going to be a +7. So I have x plus 7 equals 0. X equals -7. All right, now let's look at the first column. All right, both of these are even numbers. Even numbers. So that means we can divide them by 2. So 2x goes here, and then it's a -1 at the last one. I'm going to go ahead and write this below. You're going to add the 1, divide by 2. So this is my answer. Okay, so this is an answer. This is an answer. And then this 3 on the outside is the answer. All right, everybody take out homework. I do not know what homework I passed out Wednesday. I think it was 4 or 3. I really don't know. But go ahead and take out that homework. I want us to work on a couple of them because that one is due Monday. Homework 4 is due Monday. So I'm thinking, oh wait, I think this is the wrong homework. This ain't the right one.